Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the New Jersey Titans Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Tom Willms, and I have with me the GM and head coach of the New Jersey Titans, Craig Doremus. Craig, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Before we preview the upcoming playoff series, I want to congratulate everybody involved in the NAHL this year for getting through the regular season. I've mentioned a number of times during the Hockey TV broadcast, but not necessarily on the Coach's Corner, the effort behind the scenes that everyone had to put together to get the season through, fighting through restrictions in one state and another, and all that kind of fun stuff. Again, to all the NAHL teams out there, you got through it. We got through it. Now to the best part of the season. And it's to help the guys like Craig Doremus and the rest of the GMs and head coaches around the league just keeping their guys in order. I'm sure that was a bit of a challenge throughout the year, but you guys got through it, and I don't recall any major problems.
No, I mean, I think you put it pretty well. I want to thank all of my partners in the Eastern Division who went above and beyond. I think the willingness to think outside the box and get creative this year was spectacular to be part of. Full credit to all the ownership groups in the Eastern Division. I dealt with them obviously day to day, and they all really stepped up this year to make sure the players had a really good, positive season. Was it different? Yes. Was it challenging at times? Yes. But when you look back at it, it's a complete season in what is the most unusual circumstances that any of us have ever faced. And I think a lot of credit has to go through the owners to go through it, persevere through it. A year where they all took a huge hit financially, but they did it to make sure that the players had the opportunity and the experience of playing in the North American Hockey League. So much credit goes to them. And even you look at a team like the Northeast Generals, who played the majority of their schedule on the road, just to make sure those kids had an opportunity and to help keep the division together. I think a lot of credit should go out to the owners. I know all the players and staff members here are definitely appreciative of what everyone did for us this year and the opportunities everyone provided for us. The challenges for us, I think, made us better. I think it's something we'll all look back on, as coaches and as young men as they move forward in life. Everyone talks about adversity in the sport. This was real life adversity away from the rink as well. And the players should be commended for doing a really good job. And knock on wood, like you said, it's not over yet. But for the most part, the guys have remained really disciplined and committed to the cause. And they've done the things they have to do in terms of their decisions away from the rink to make sure that everyone remains healthy and safe at all times. And we're able to get now on the verge of starting the postseason.
Yeah. Excuse me. Speaking of those postseasons, East Division semifinal coming up against the Maine Nordiques. I got the playoff beard started. Fairly even season series, though, this year, led by the Nordiques 6-4. Most of the meetings, especially the more recent ones, have been real close and a lot of fun to watch. So I'm sure it's a matchup you're certainly looking forward to.
Absolutely. I think for us, when we started the year, we knew it was going to be a challenging year for us with so many new faces into the lineup. And, we injected some experience throughout the year, made some roster changes that definitely enhanced and helped our team get to the point we are today. I thought, from the beginning of the season to where we are now, we competed with teams like Maine much better. They were a veteran group with a lot of experience coming back into their lineup, and they were a very good hockey team throughout the year. So for us, it was a good barometer for us to see how much more competitive we got throughout the year. And I think for us now, we're in the postseason. Everyone starts 0-0 again. I know it's a little bit cliche, but it is. And you just have to worry about winning the next one. It's not about chasing anything down. It's first to three here. So for us, we like where we're at as a team. We feel we're prepared. We've had extra time here to prepare on and off the ice in terms of what we want to do tactically against what they do tactically. And I think our coaching staff has done a very good job in terms of game planning and putting together a plan for our players. Now I think our guys have done a good job absorbing the information and ready to execute what we want to do here. But should be really fun couple weeks here versus Maine. They're a good team. They're a deep hockey team. I think it'll bring out the best in both teams. And as we get to the part of the year where not many other junior hockey teams are playing with the USHL winding down, it'll be a fun opportunity for all the players to get in front of college coaches. So right now it's still on film and video only, but nevertheless, it'll be a captive audience. And what an opportunity here with a lot at stake.
Now, they start the season on the road with games 1 and 2, Thursday and Friday. If you look at the overall, 10, 13, and 3 on the road. But over the last 8, 5 and 3, 2 of those victories coming up in Lewiston, and they were not close games. So is that a confidence boost coming into the start of the series?
Yeah, I think you want to take anything you can and kind of lean on it. And whether you're leaning on it from in terms of positive advantages and what you done well, or from a learning experience when you didn't do well. It's all stuff you want to take. And as you get into the series, use some of it. But the puck's going to drop on Thursday night. A lot of that will go out of the window. And then you're going to have to win shift by shift, discipline by discipline, to get to the 60-minute mark there. So, yeah, definitely some stuff we built on. Again, for our team, it wasn't about where we started this year. It was going to be about where we finished. And I think we achieved the goal of getting into the playoffs here. That's always the first step in the pyramid as you go throughout the year. You want to achieve postseason play. We've been fortunate enough to do that every year here in Jersey. And I think that's a testament to what we've been able to sustain here longevity-wise in terms of success. And this is just another opportunity for us now. It's about taking the next step and winning the first round series.
Now, some of the good news is that they always talk about certain things that make a successful playoff team. We'll start with special teams. Top 10 in both power play and penalty kill, among the tops in the division as well. Power play led by Evan Werner, his league-leading 10 power play goals, and he missed some significant time, so that really you could have had 3 or 4 more. You've got Jake LaRusso, who quietly was third in the league in points, in power play points with 20. It's always said that it's key during the playoff run. Would you kind of agree with that assessment, that once you get on that power play in the playoffs, it's that much more magnified?
Yeah, I think so. I think special teams are always important at the most critical times of the year and critical times of the games as well. As you and I have talked about in the past, if you're good on the power play, sometimes it changes the way teams play against you 5-on-5. They're not as physical. They're not as tight checking on you because they're afraid to take a penalty. So I think that opens up some free ice. And likewise, the other way, if you could have a good penalty kill, it can allow you to play a little bit more aggressive and be a little bit heavier and harder to play against because you're not as gun shy to put yourself down. So I think it's important for us to be sharp in both units there. It's something we take a lot of pride in, and we work on it in depth, both on and off the ice and with video and classroom work and pre-scout work. So for us, we're really happy to see those units coming together here. We know we have to continue to be better. We don't want to be content with where we were. I think there's a lot to be desired on the PK and on the PP, and we want to continue to push both of those position groups to be better and better each game.
Mentioning that penalty kill, 6th best in the league, he found a way to be quite dangerous shorthanded as well. 14 shorthanded goals, which is 2nd in the league. Matt Yasenza leads the way for the team in shorthanded goals. He's got 4, which is tied for 2nd. You've got a number of guys with 2 and 1 shorthanded goal on the year. Is that something you guys kind of preach in practice? Hey, just because we're down a man, if you got a chance, take it.
Well, I think for us, it's no secret here. Since we've been in here in New Jersey, we believe in playing offense and creating opportunities and making teams defend. I don't think we change too much in terms of how we play, regardless of situations on the ice. We believe in being aggressive. We believe in puck pressure. And it's about hockey IQ and vision and poise with the puck, making the right decisions in the right moment of the game in terms of what the numbers dictate and allow, as well as situational awareness in terms of the scoreboard and time on the clock. So there's a lot that goes into it, something that we speak to our guys a lot about. But also we know that at times then it means we're gonna have to play defense and get back off the rush as well. So there's a lot of different things and ideologies that go into it. Again, there's a lot of work put into it from the assistant coaches and the players. They go over a lot of it in depth and they talk about it. It's something where we're not set on we're doing this or we're doing that. We try to be open to ideas and concepts and doing whatever is necessary to win that hockey game. So our guys have responded well to it. Obviously, for them to be able to find offense like that is credit to them and the skill and ability they have. And a credit to our assistant coaches as well for the pre-scout they do and how they're able to manipulate some situations that put us at an advantage even when we're at a man disadvantage.
Now, one aspect of the game that kind of started slow this year was goaltending. Again, not that it was bad. It just needed an upgrade. So you got it with the addition of Christian Stover and his effect on Loudon Hogg as well. Although he joined the team late, he hit the ground running. He's tied for 2nd in the league in save, actually tied for 3rd in the league in save percentage. At just about every level of this great game, you need that backstop who can potentially steal a game. And right now you've got it in Christian Stover, don't you? Yeah,
I think Christian came in, like you said, he stabilized the fort. I don't want to sit here and diminish anything that Berkelev or Loudon did for us early in the year. Christian came in as a junior hockey experienced veteran, and he's come in and stabilized the fort. He's been excellent for us. He's been our best player when he's needed to be. And he's really steadied the troops on the ice and in the dressing room as well. He's a calming presence back there. He had so much to our team, not only his ability to stop the puck, but his ability to play the puck and act as another defenseman back there. And when the opportunity came around for us, it wasn't about just upgrading the position. It was the ability to add an experienced veteran who had carried a younger, less experienced team to the Robertson Cup already in his career. So it checked a lot of boxes for us. And Christian comes in here as a really motivated young man. He wants to be a champion. He wants to finish his junior hockey career on a high note. So for us, it was a perfect marriage for us per se, and a fit for us. And he's been a pleasure to work with every day. He's a really driven, motivated athlete. He's extremely detail-oriented, and he's passionate about his position and our hockey team. And for us, he's been a perfect fit for us. And you wouldn't know he's only been since February. He's fit into what we do culture-wise and assimilate himself very well into the community, and we're excited to have him lead the way here.
Now, we discussed a lot of things this year: offense, defense, special teams, goaltending. But one thing that really gets amplified during the playoffs is board possession, the hard work that gets done in the dirty areas, the corners, the battles in front of the net. It's really tough, I would think, to replicate that during practice. So how do you kind of rehearse that? How do you prepare to that step up from regular season to playoffs, again, in those dirty areas?
Yeah, I think it's something you talk about to the players, you preach about as much. I think we're in a lucky situation right now, timing-wise, where our players are witnessing NHL playoff hockey night to night. And if you just watch those games, even the most skilled teams are hard to play against. Like you mentioned, the teams that are usually more successful are the heavier, harder teams along the walls, below the goal lines. In those dirty areas, they bring a different level of grit and jam. So I think for our players, it's easy for them. We don't have to just watch video and talk about the Titans or the Nordiques or anybody else. They can go home and watch a playoff game, watch the Panthers and the Lightning play, or whoever it may be, and watch what it takes to win at that level. It's also for us, we have a number of players on our roster who have experience at this level. I think we're close to 80 or 90 games of playoff experience in the North American League when you go up and down our roster. And those guys are going to have to carry the message over and show the message of what it takes to be successful at this level in this time of the year if you want to move on and advance to the next round. So we'll take every bit we can and learn from it and try to have it irrigate throughout the dressing room, and then let guys know what it takes for the guys who haven't been here before, and they'll see it firsthand. I mean, you can't run and hide in the playoffs. There's no passengers allowed. Everyone's going to have to be on board pulling that rope if you're going to be successful.
So this weekend it's games 1 and 2 of the East Division semifinals up at the Androscoggin Bank Coliseum in Lewiston, Maine. That's Thursday and Friday, 7 p.m. starts, and you can see both games on Hockey TV. But also, don't forget about games 3 and 4. It'll be in Middletown the following week. Make sure you head to njtitansnahl.com for info and, of course, tickets, because we want to see the fans out in full-time force. Craig, thanks so much for joining me, and have a great weekend. Best of luck up there.
I appreciate it, Tommy. Looking forward to seeing everyone in Jersey next weekend.
Fans, thanks so much for joining me for another edition of the New Jersey Titans Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Tom Willms, and we'll see you real soon.